Could you be possibly a starseed? Let's find out right now. Hey guys, it's me, Aubrey. Welcome to another episode of Simply Spiritual. How's it going? I thought I would do something a little different today and kind of talk about some topics that I've gone over in my previous videos, sans the crazy political stuff. I thought maybe we would take a little break from that so that way, maybe you guys can find out a little bit more about what I was talking about with regards to starseeds. I do believe I did touch on that for a moment, or more specifically aliens, and a couple of my clients were interested in me talking on the subject of aliens and extraterrestrials, so here we go, yay! All right, so let's go ahead and start out with the concept of star seeds, okay? So for those who are not familiar with this term, basically a star seed is an incarnate from another star system or planetary system or planet, basically not from Earth, all right? So how you know you're a star seed? Well, one of the first things that you feel as a starseed is the sense of not belonging. And usually this starts out from early childhood. Usually as a kid, you're a little shy. You don't feel like you really necessarily fit in with your peers. Now, there is a difference between kind of feeling shy and having a sense of non-belonging. So usually when you incarnate to this planet, things seem to be very unfamiliar to you. So, in essence, like the education system, oftentimes starseeds find themselves having difficulty in school and education. Now, it doesn't mean they're dumb. They're actually very, very bright people, but they think differently. So when it comes to like the modern education system and how we are learning, that doesn't really seem to go very well with them. So oftentimes they will fail in grades, however, excel in other topics, specifically more science related. Moving on to the second part, science. Most starseeds have a love and affinity towards science or planets or astrology, anything that seems to be kind of space related. Oftentimes, starseeds will naturally be good at electronics or repairs, fixing things, or they'll be really great at science, or they'll be interested in these specific topics. Some of them including quantum physics or, astronomy, things like that. One of my favorite topics, and specifically, is string theory and parallel universes. It's always been super fascinating to me. So if you have a knack for science and that's always been kind of a thing of yours and you're a little bit of a geek, you may be a starseed. Now, the third one that I would like to go over is alien abductions. So this is actually quite common among starseeds as well. From a young childhood or early age, they've noticed like alien spaceships around them, or having abduction experiences, things along those lines, or have always been drawn to the concept of extraterrestrials and aliens. Number 4, so a big thing that correlates with starseeds is high intuition, psychic abilities, and empathy. So as a starseed, essentially your job is to incarnate from a planet, be on Earth, and you're given specific gifts, intuitions, etc. in order to help you advance civilization. And I'll get to that in a minute, what a starseed's job is supposed to be. However, a lot of them do identify with supernatural gifts. So oftentimes starseeds can be psychic, will be very perceptive, or empathic. Empathic meaning being able to pick up on the thoughts, feelings, and intentions of other people, and also being sensitive to their surroundings. So oftentimes starseeds, when they are in a chaotic situation and it's very low vibrational and it's saddening, we will often be more choked up and emotional as opposed to other people. Not only that, but we have this sixth sense about others, which is just kind of like we know people's intentions, we know people's thoughts, but oftentimes we'll give people the benefit of the doubt because we're caring and we're nurturing. And ultimately, we are just feeling compelled to want to make the world a better place. So that's another trait of a starseed is psychic ability, empathy, sometimes even telepathy or other type of supernatural things, which is cool. Number 5, so just kind of summarizing, we've got 2 main blood types in the human gene pool. We've got Rh positive and we've got Rh negative. Now the Rh positive has to do with the rhesus factor. It's a protein in the blood. For the general amount of the population, and I believe it's about 98% of the human population, contains the Rh positive blood factor. Now, a very, very small percentage, about 2% of the population, here's my kitty, he is not a starseed, probably not. About 2% of the population have what you call an Rh negative blood factor, which means that they're lacking this protein. Now, a lot of scientists don't understand where this blood type actually comes from. Now, upon doing a lot of research, they found that a huge chunk of people that have an Rh negative factor are located in a very small region in Europe called Basque. Basque is a small little country located near Spain. They find that the general population in Basque contain the highest Rh negative people. But where did we come from? Scientists are still trying to figure this out. So the most common theory about Rh negative people is that we're aliens. That a long time ago, there was some sort of breeding that happened when extraterrestrials came to this planet, mated with old school humans, and therefore, boom, alien human hybrids. There you go. Most people that have the Rh negative blood factor, so by the way, you should totally check if you feel this way, but a lot of people with Rh negative blood, they are very different than normal people as well. There's many Rh negative support groups out there for these people because they do feel so alone and so different than their Rh positive counterparts. And oftentimes these people do have the same type of symptoms that starseeds do. So they usually have psychic and paranormal gifts. They're usually into science, astronomy, astrology, metaphysics, spirituality, mechanics, etc. Oftentimes also, which is really interesting about the Rh negative people, is that we cannot conceive with Rh positive people. So if an Rh positive man were to try to conceive with an Rh negative woman, without the protein, what happens is that the body sees the fetus as a foreign object and tries to expel it. So your body will actually naturally abort the fetus if the proteins aren't matching. So oftentimes what has to happen for those who do have Rh negative blood and have been pregnant, you usually have to get a shot. And this shot is able to manipulate the protein in order so the white blood cells don't attack the fetus and expel it. So it's very unusual. And oftentimes Rh negative blood people are more prone to physical illnesses and autoimmune diseases. So that's also a really common thing. And it's usually because the foreign blood has a hard time adapting to the human body. So it's like the body or the inside of the body attacks itself. So that's why we're more susceptible to autoimmune diseases. So just something to let you know and think about. So I'm pretty sure after so far of what I've been telling you, maybe these things are resonating with you. Maybe you actually feel like you're a starseed. Oftentimes we're introverted, and again, we don't feel like we belong, but we also feel like we have a bigger purpose on this planet. Now, let me go into the mission of the starseed. So now, as a mission of a starseed, when we come to this planet, and although we feel a little funky and we're trying to kind of adjust to the human experience and the people around us, oftentimes we don't really know our purpose. Then again, we know we have a purpose. However, that purpose generally is to help raise the consciousness of the planet. Now, star seeds that were born within the past few decades and are still around today, you guys are here for a reason. You guys are actually special as fuck. Now, let me explain why. 2020 is the year of ascension. So we are moving to a whole other vibrational level, essentially. And you guys were basically put on this planet for this particular reason. Now, the whole Starseed movement has been growing exponentially within the past decade. A lot of people are trying to figure out, okay, I don't feel like I belong. Why do I feel this way? So, a lot of us light workers, we have that information to share with you. And we've been talking about the topic of star seeds for a while. So if you're unfamiliar with it, hopefully this video helps you get a better understanding. Now, again, with the star seeds' purpose, again, they feel like they have a mission on this planet. They just don't know exactly what it is. Oftentimes, these star seeds just want to help other people. So along comes that empathy where they talk really well with their friends. They're always willing to help and listen and understand. They just have a basic knowing about what's going on around them. And however, with their actual mission, now each mission is a little different depending on who you are and which star seed you come from, which that's just going to take me forever to get to that point where I break down all the star system stuff, but I'll kind of give you an overview. But again, most people actually, they feel like they need to get into a field that helps others. So a lot of star seeds happen to be light workers, psychic readers, Reiki healers, work in the medical care fields. They could be psychologists. They're also very interested in how the human mind operates. So psychology, and, I don't know about psychiatry necessarily. That's a little different, but anything that has to do with mind, the psyche, starseeds are really interested in. So oftentimes they'll get into fields like that and usually want to do something that it has to do with counseling or therapy, something along those lines. But basically our job is to help the ascension of the planet and to raise the vibration. So a lot of starseeds right now are waking up. So they're probably experiencing weird ascension symptoms or having dreams about aliens and UFOs or becoming more fascinated with the topic itself. So there is an awakening happening globally amongst starseeds across the world, which is super exciting. So all of you guys have your own special purpose on this planet, and it's actually to serve here and now. You guys all have a very important job to do, and you guys are waking up. So this is something to be very excited about. Don't be scared, because you will know your purpose here in just a little bit. It's just going to come naturally to you. And of course, you could always tune to your guides for assistance and help, or even trying to channel your star brothers and sisters, however you want to do it. There's different ways to do it. Now, hopefully that helps you get a better understanding of star seeds, who they are, what they're supposed to do, and maybe you feel like you're a star seed. And if you do, I could check for you. I'm a pretty good star seed reader because I'm a star seed myself. As like a little personal story that I have, I discovered that I was basically a starseed a long time ago, learning about the topic. I just didn't know really where I came from. Now, I did have an ayahuasca journey a couple of years ago where I asked that question when I was on my journey. Where am I from? The answer I was given was from Vega, the star system Vega, which is really interesting. I met with a woman that said that I have still a lot to do on this planet, but did not worry, I'm going to be returning home shortly when my mission is over, which may still take a while, unfortunately. I kind of want to go home. And that's another thing. A lot of starseeds do have a sense of homesickness. So oftentimes they'll look up at the stars and be like, man, I don't feel like I'm home. Earth is not my home. I want to go back to my home planet, wherever that might be. I want to leave. So that's pretty common. So If you feel like you're a starseed, if you feel like these symptoms resonate with you, feel free to reach out and I can validate that for you. And if you want a more in-depth reading to see maybe where your origin is from and what your divine purpose or mission is, we could talk about it and I can tap into you and channel your angels and guides and find out, okay, what does this person need to know about their starseed origins? This is something that I've done multiple times with other clients. So if that's something that you would like to do, you could always book a session on my website at itsyouruniverse.com. And it kind of makes sense that my website is called It's Your Universe because I'm obsessed with the universe. And of course, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends, your families, your colleagues, your cats even. And hopefully this video is going to be informative to all that you share this with. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to catching you again.